Shalom. Before I start, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. I like to say double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well, and also Shalom and salutations to the fellow brethren, the sincere brothers that are out there laboring in this work as well. All right, so I'm back with another lesson, and this lesson is just going to be a real quick lesson inspired by this video, by the elder here, and his YouTube handle is Biblical Defenders. I believe that's an elder in the Baltimore camp, I believe, But anyways, this is what inspired this lesson,
They show a literal East African Nilotic person, and they show an African American. Listen, you guys are Niger, Congo, and Bantu people. You guys are not the same as people like me, phenotypically speaking. Now, small populations of Jews did reach Africa. However, that can all be found in their DNA. Nothing about your DNA says you guys are the Jewish people. Nothing about your phenotype or genetics says you have any ties to the Middle East.
We Israelite, we Hebrew.
All right, so basically this guy is whoever this guy is on TikTok, or that's making this short clip, he's basically denying the fact that there's a difference between what you would call an African American Negro and an actual African, but there's a distinction between those two. They're two different nations, because the so-called African American Negro, his actual term, the majority of them, which they are prominently in America, the majority of them, the African American Negroes, they are of the tribe of Judah, from the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who they descend to, because those three words, African American Negro, those are not actual names, man. Those are names of other people, so to speak. African American, Africano, going back to the Africano and Americo Vespucci, I believe, whatever his name is, and a Negro, that's just a name that was put upon them, so that's those names are not the name of a nation, you see. But the Negro, the African American Negro, they're not actual Africans, you see, but they're actually the Israelites of the Bible, you see. And then you have the literal Africans, which this guy's getting mad at the comparison between an African American Negro and an actual African. He's getting mad at that and trying to say, oh, we're all the same. We're not the same, man. They're not the same people. You see, the African American Negro is not the same as an actual African, because an actual African is a Hamite, man. And one thing that proves that without a doubt is the Zondervan dictionary, man. The Zondervan Bible dictionary, because it says in the Zondervan, and that was a book put together by biblical scholars, that went in depth and did their research, man. You see? So what is said in the Zondervan was that there's a difference when you go under the handle Ham, or the word Ham. It says Ham, one of the sons of Noah, right? I'm roughly paraphrasing it. It says the progenitor of the dark races, but then it emphasizes not the Negroes. So all dark races are not under one banner. They're not the same people. Like this guy's trying to say, right? So all so-called dark-skinned people, or dark-skinned people, are not under one banner. They're not of the same nation. You see, there's many nations that have melanin, but they're not the same. There's a distinction within the nations, and the nation of Israel is most distinct from every other dark nation. Why? Because they are the chosen of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They are the chosen seed. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They are the children of Israel. So let's go from there to the book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. And the Lord, matter of fact, let me read the precept, Exodus 11 and verse 7. It says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord Yahweh doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. And who are the Egyptians, man? The Egyptians today, they would be known as, predominantly those Sudanese, man. The South Sudanese people. They were those Egyptians that were in the time of Egypt. Mizraim and those South Sudanese, they are Egyptians. But the Lord said, he specified that he puts a difference between an Israelite and an Hamite and an Egyptian. You see? And the Spirit shows that, man, because the Israelites have a different type of spirit and the Hamites have a different type of spirit. There's a different charisma to an Israelite spirit, man, to that of an Hamite. You see? So this guy's statement is he does err, man, not understanding spiritual things, because you need to be spiritual. And also, you also have to understand that there's Israelites among the Sudanese people too, right? You see, because Moses, he could pass for an Egyptian, and he also had Egyptian wives, man. So there were a lot of Israelites that were dealing with these Egyptian women, So their sons, later on down the line, their children would look somewhat of like an Egyptian or whatever, man. Like a Hamite, like a South Sudanese, man. And I have a lot of cousins that are Sudanese, and you can tell, bro, these are not Sudanese. These are not actual Hamites, man. I can see that now being in the truth. It's like, yo, you could put a difference between an actual Sudanese and an Israelite that's just born and raised in the Sudanese customs and think that he's a Sudanese, man. Bro, I have a lot of cousins, man, with crazy talent and a different charisma about them, man. That just shows the difference between an actual Hamite and an actual Israelite that's among the Hamites, man. You see, so let's go from there to the book of Hosea, chapter 8 and verse 9. Hosea 8 and verse 8. It says, Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. You see, so Israel's been swallowed up. It's been scattered amongst these different nations, amongst these different 17 nations. You see, Israel is within these 17 nations. So you would have Israelites coming and looking like these other nations, but there's a spirit that differentiates them from that other nation that they're among, man. It's their spirit, man, that shows you, okay, this guy is different. This guy's moving this different. This guy thinks different. This guy just acts different. And it's a spiritual thing, So let's go from there to the book of Genesis 25 and verse 23. And it says, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger, man. You see, so there's a difference between, this is going into Jacob and Esau, and they had completely different spirits. And it was created like that by the Heavenly Father. And it's like that with each and every other nation. They have their spirit and we have our spirit, You see? So the Israelites were superior to these other nations, man. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to say, call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Ruach HaKodesh. Until next time, Shalom.